Hello, everyone. I am Hansika Silva. I am the owner of CEOwned. And on today's episode, we are talking everything from business growth to personal growth to mindset. So I hope you guys enjoy.
3, 2, 1.
We are live in Miami. You have opened up. Is this your third living room? You're in your guest house. Here we are, right?
Yeah, we're just in the guest house.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a little smaller than I was expecting, not gonna lie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to disappoint.
It's so good to see you again.
So good to see you, Chase.
Almost 2 years.
I know,
quite
that's
literally
insane.
exactly 2 years.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
That's crazy.
And it's funny, when we last met, we were at this business coaching event.
Yes.
Shout out Jason Phillips in San Diego. And I think it's great because now here we are on our friendiversary, basically. And this is what we're going to dive into. This is all meant to be like, what does it mean to be CEO-owned in your life, in your business? Because you've just been killing it these last 2 years.
Well, thank you.
And I'm here to just steal all your secrets to share with the world.
What does it mean to be CEO-owned? I mean, honestly, just to freaking own your own shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally just don't like to work for anybody. So that's what we teach other people how to do, is to be able to own your own business, work for yourself, be your own boss.
What does that mean?
Be your own boss?
No, yeah, to be your own boss. What does that mean to you? And how do you translate that to others in this modern world?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, it's just not having anyone tell me what I need to do, when I need to show up, when I can take a break. It's like I take care of my own schedule and I choose how much I want to make or how little I want to make, and when I want to take a week off or a month off. And it's literally all up to me,
So then the next question, I guess, is how? I mean, I know how. I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And honestly, almost daily, I'm finding new ways. It's like I find days, I just sit back and look at my business, look at my life, and I'm like, there's a new offer, there's a new value, there's a new this.
Yeah.
Or if I just pay attention long enough to what things people are asking me for and asking me about, I'll create something out of that. Is it that simple? How do you help people kind of realize what you have to offer and then how to make a living out of it? Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, our niche is very narrowed down. So we get people just mostly within the fitness area, because that's what I did. So, we get a lot of people that are starting off, like they are in a job, they're trying to get out. And so we literally show them how to basically master their social media to get clients, because it's a free platform with millions and millions of people, and you can make millions and millions of dollars on there. So literally just showing people how to have one-on-one conversations, building rapport, building the know, like, and trust factor within your social media, like not pretending to be someone else. Like, I think people are trying to look at, who they look up to and try to be like them. And it's like anyone can see right through that. So to show your marketing in a way that's very genuine, very authentic, because it sounds super cheesy, but like if you were a fitness coach, it's like, why would someone choose me over you or you over me? It's just because they connected to you more than the other, So it's like, when you show genuinely who you are, that's what's going to get someone to buy from you.
I'm sure you get this question with people when you're starting. How would you answer it now? How do I know what I have to offer?
How do you know what you have to offer?
Yeah.
Well, what do you feel you're passionate about? What do you feel that you can help someone from A to B? What is your knowledge, skills, and experience to help someone get from A to B? Like for me, it's what is it that you're passionate about, And so we get a lot of people that are like, I live and breathe health and fitness. Like, I've been able to do this in my own journey. I know I can help someone else. So I think it's probably taking your own experience. What have you been able to do for yourself that you can help others?
I was just going to say, if it all comes down to, I think, your personal experience, coupled with, honestly, I'm even hesitant to say that this day and age, a degree, a certification, I don't think those will ever not serve you. But do you agree?
I personally don't think you need one.
Are they as necessary? Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, seriously, I get that question a lot too, where they're like, oh, but I first got to get my certification. It's like, but they're like, I've had 10 years in this industry and I know exactly what I'm doing. It's like, that piece of paper is really not going to make or break your business. I promise you. And honestly, clients don't even care about that. Like, I was doing fitness coaching full time for 4 years. I was making really good money, and I had maybe one person ever ask me if I was certified or not, because clients don't care about that. They just want to know that you can help them out and you actually care.
I went to grad school for health promotion with a concentration in nutrition.
Okay.
I don't even know where my master's degree is.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally don't even know if I got the actual physical copy. I think it got lost in the mail when I was living in DC. Like, I don't. So if that's the level of awareness and importance that I have on it,
Right.
I'm paying for it still. That's for damn sure.
See,
But
gosh.
none of my clients when I was coaching as well never asked me about that either.
Yeah, because it just comes down to what have you been able to achieve yourself. That's enough credibility to me personally.
I have this phrase that has always served me as well, and I would love to get your take on it. Especially when we're in the development stage or even scale stage. There we go.
Yeah.
Of our business. Pay attention to the gifts that others already receive from you. So beyond experience, I think I'm curious your feedback here. We all have something unique. We all have, like, someone always comes to you for this type of problem or this type of whatever. How do you help people kind of realize that, and how would you describe now for somebody to lean into and to really first pay attention to what they're already putting out there into the world?
Yeah, it's like their superpower. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that has a lot to do with mindset and breaking through certain limiting beliefs that, certain people might have, where they're like, I don't know what my superpower is. So we have a specific mindset coach that's full-time in our business to help our clients with that, because I think your mindset is everything. And when you don't believe it yourself, like, other people are going to obviously see that. And there is a superpower in everybody, right? Some people just need to break through some barriers to be able to find that. So, I mean, it's obviously a whole thing. You got to obviously break through a lot of stuff and like past trauma and like things like that to know, like, what is it that you can do to serve others?
What's your superpower?
What a lot of people tell me is, and what I hear a lot, why people join our program is like, just, they feel like I'm very genuine and authentic in my heart. Like, they can feel it and see it. Like, I actually freaking care. And I'm going to like, anyone that comes my way, I'm going to let you know that you can freaking do something huge, So that's what people tell me.
How did you know that your superpower was something of worth and value? And then how did you create all this? Like, how did you build this first snowball?
Yeah. Honestly, like, ever since I was young, I was told the same thing that everyone's telling me now. And it was just kind of like, oh, thank you. Like, but I didn't think anything of it, you know? Yeah. And now that I've like grown this business and had this type of like influence on people, I actually like carry it with my heart. I'm like, this is like, you can take everything away from me, take my money, take my business, take everything. Like, I know what I can serve to others just as a person, And honestly, I don't know, like, how did it come about? I dropped out of college and like, I just saw something for myself that was way bigger than what everyone around me, and I was living in Michigan, like, had for themselves. And I always felt like I was someone that could do more than the average, So yeah, I dropped out at 19 and thank God I did. Oh my gosh.
Thank God I did.
Thank
wow.
God
wow.
I did. It dropped. I never thought it would lead me here, but here I am being able to, pursue my superpower every single day.
Now you pursue your superpower every day and you help others do that as well.
Yes.
And you've got an amazing partner. Shout out Sarah. And I'm curious, what has it been like? And how have you seen it be an asset to develop something, to develop an offer to grow a business with a counterpart, with a co-founder, a partner? Where have you guys kind of met each other's superpowers?
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy because it's like a marriage. Like, literally, it's big, So when we got together, like, we were like, we seem like we gel well. Like, I'm like, you've got great parts that like you bring out in me, and like I bring out certain things in you. But like, this is a business we're about to build, right? This is something big. So we like sat down, we wrote down like, okay, what is our superpowers? Basically, like, what are you great at? What am I great at? And honestly, it just like ended up working super well. I know most partnerships don't work out. Like, they actually don't. I think this percentage is like something like 80 to 90% don't work out. That's
crazy. A higher divorce rate than actual divorce.
Yeah, no, exactly. Wow, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really, really big. So I'm so grateful. And her and I like have moments so many times where we're just like, wow, like we actually work so well. Like there's not been an issue. And if there is ever an issue, like we're so good at working it out. So I think we both just have the same drive, the same passion, the same like wanting to help someone get to where we've been able to get ourselves, like because it's honestly changed our entire lives. So I think both of us just want it just as bad as the other person. And that's what's helpful because it's not like, hey, you're slacking here. Why are you not? Like, it's never that conversation ever. It's like we just both know what we want to do and we both do it to the fullest.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So when you come together and you work your magic together and you're sitting down with somebody, this is like my favorite part of origin stories, especially for like on someone's fitness journey, but also in their business journey. Take us to conversation one with the person that you've worked with or that's listening, watching right now, that is like, yes, I have the skill set. I have something of value, but the whole point of having a coach and support system and mentors and stuff is to kind of push us over the edge a little bit. We need that nudge, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you work with somebody? What are the words? What is the mindset to get them to fully believe in themselves, commit, and to get nudged into that direction?
Wow, there's just so many people. I'm trying to think of like one that I could just talk about. But yeah, I mean, there's just one specific person I remember. He came in, he was honestly making really good money at his job, like over 6 figures. So it's, good and for a job. Right. And he came in and he's like, listen, I'm doing very well, but like, I'm not happy and I want to step into something that I'm actually passionate about. So I have no idea how to get there. But I know this is what I want to do. And he literally left his job to start something from complete scratch.
Wow.
That giving total faith in us and our company. Right. Sarah and I worked super closely with him. He's absolutely amazing, but we did have to work through a lot of barriers with him. Like,
like what?
So a lot of, when you're going through a business, you go through ups and downs. And so when those downs happen, you're like, did I make the right decision? Like, should I really, be doing this? And it's like, yes, like you had this calling in you, you had this voice in you this entire time that you were at this job making this good money, but something in you was telling you're meant for more. And like that voice in you is literally there for a reason. I truly believe that. Like, I think you have that burning passion because you're meant to do something more. Like that's at least what happened to me. And I know that's what happened to Sarah. So we had those tough conversations a lot with him. And it grew him to build a business where he's making now over $30,000 to $40,000 a month as a fitness coach.
That's what's up. All right.
So, and he's like, he sends us pictures of his family. He's like at the beach and he's like, this is the life, you know? And I'm like, that's exactly why you had to go through the dirt, like, cause it's not easy. It's not just going to be a uphill, downhill. It's going to be freaking a roller coaster ride. And, I mean, even now I feel like in business, you have your down days and you're like, shoot, what am I doing?
You know what? My mindset, not to make it about me, but I'll make it about me, is like I have, because of all the down days, I am at a point now in my personal life and professional life to where it's like the whole aspect of a down day doesn't register. Like I recognize it for being not ideal, and I recognize it for being, hey, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But the emotional toll, the emotional wave, the immediate friction and questioning like I used to have, it doesn't exist.
Because you know what's to come. You're not staying there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure. Yeah. Where in the beginning you get there and you're like, shoot, am I just going to be homeless soon?
Yeah.
And it's like, we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like all the ups come, the day after, if not the week after. So
it's all neutral. And this is something actually, I'm a big fan of and reader of Stoicism. And that's an outlook on life that I've been able to adopt over the years and absolutely apply it to my business. And if we can have this lens of looking at everything in the world of neutral, there's no good, there's no bad. The only thing that truly is am I alive or am I not? And then if we can,
that's so real.
It is, it's the only thing that's real.
Yeah.
And if we can just learn how to adopt that mentality and learn how to just accept it. It's for some people, maybe it's a flip of a switch. For me, it was a gradual thing, but you truly do look at things as, this is not a success or a failure. This is just a thing that happened. And then so that you detach emotion, or as maybe just as much emotion, so you don't latch on or become dependent on all the highs or beat yourself up for as much as the lows.
Do you listen to Joe Dispenza?
Oh,
my gosh.
legend.
He is amazing. Life-changing.
I listened to Joe Dispenza before I even knew that I was listening to Joe Dispenza. I was 19 years old in my first year away from home in the Army. I went and saw at this independent movie theater with this, I thought at the time, she was like, you're weird and artsy, but she took me to What the Bleep Do You Know? What the Bleep Do We Know? This old documentary about the self. I guess
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Like not existentialism, but basically just like this whole quantum realm stuff. He was one of the main people. It was like a documentary kind of thing.
No way.
Yeah. And like people now go back and talk about it. I was like, oh shit, that weird thing that I saw like 15 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like he's like our living, like, I mean, he's just so insanely smart and his teachings are just amazing.
Becoming supernatural.
Yes. Yeah. We give our students Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Yeah.
We give that one a lot because a lot of people that are stepping into this industry, they need to break habits that's kept them where they're at, you know?
Please go there.
Okay.
That's so important. Like it's weird to say we've been talking about like who you are to your soul and what you naturally have to offer.
Yeah.
But you need to lean into that and you need to develop the truth of that. But everything else, you've got to completely break away and shed.
Yeah.
And almost even mourn.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
I mean, so I say this a lot. I'm like, what got you here won't get you there. You know, you're going to have to move different if you want to see different. So like breaking through, like where you are today has led you because of all the choices you've made, right? And everything that you believe. And so like you literally are going to have to break through everything that you believe, every choice that you've made, everything that you think you were supposed to do to get to the next destination. And it's like, it's going to be uncomfortable and there's going to be situations where you're going to feel very scared, very anxious, but like that's literally what's gotten people to where they're at. Like the most successful people in the world, you know, like they didn't just do things that were comfortable. You have to step out of that comfort zone and you have to like get to a place where it honestly is really, really uncomfortable to see this like side of you and this, you know, the success. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I know I had to do that because for me, I mean, I was wired to go to college and, you know, get a degree and find a husband and do all of that. And I genuinely like had to push away from my entire family and my entire surroundings to like get focused on what I knew I was meant to do, you know?
I want to go there. What I believe you're talking about is you have to quite literally shed yourself. You need to shed what made you. And what makes us in many ways is our environment. Yes. It's our family, our people, our community. Let's go there in a second. But I want to highlight aspects of just how to go about that, of how to get uncomfortable and to just to get out of your comfort zones. I found this hack. I was reading Limitless by Jim Quick a couple years ago. Jim Quick is this incredible, he's a magician. He's a wizard. He just to get you to think differently and to how to understand the brain so that you can take better control of it. I'll put that down in the show notes for everybody. But how he recommends just small, simple ways every day to get out of your comfort zone, also to quite literally change how your brain is operating, is to just do things with your non-dominant hand. So what I have one big thing I learned from him that has helped me get out of my comfort zone in small ways every day is I will, when I can remember, I try to remember consciously, I will brush my teeth. I'm right-handed. So I'll brush my teeth with my left hand. I have a stand-up shower with glass. And so I will squeegee, if I can remember and be a good husband, I will like, so May doesn't yell at me. I will grab the squeegee and like squeegee the glass with my left hand. I will do as many things with my non-dominant side. I'll reach for the barbell first with my left hand instead of my right. And just little nuances like that get me to think differently and quite literally get me out of my comfort zone. And I'm also, it's a little bit of neuroscience as well. So I'm using different parts of my brain. So before we get into the environment aspects, I'm bringing it back. How do you get out of your comfort zones? What do you do? And do they work for you? And do you help others do the same?
Yeah. So I kind of read something similar, like, you know, doing something just totally out of the norm that's super simple, but changes things for you. So for me, like I was a very shy person, would never do something like this, but
Well, here we are now. Yeah.
but I was very shy, would never be on camera, like things like that. And so I was like, okay, when I see someone walking down the street, I'm going to actually like say hi, or like if I'm getting my nails done, I'm going to actually have a conversation with the person, or like, get to know someone that you never thought you would have a conversation with, and like actually sit there and be present with them. And like that got me out of my comfort zone to like be so comfortable to talk to anyone and everyone, and like, step into someone I never thought I could actually be. To be honest, I was a very shy
Really?
and scared child. Very. Like, honestly, my parents would be like, what is going on? Like, are you traumatized? What's good? Anytime we would be out in public.
By the way.
Yeah, right.
We all are.
But anytime we'd be in public and like they'd talk to someone, like I would be like crying behind them because I just was so shy and so scared.
Interesting.
I was a very scared child. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're not anymore.
Oh, thanks
for being here.
Yeah, thank God. But no, honestly, like the way I am today and how I present myself was because of those little habits of me like saying hi to like strangers and like having conversations with people. But it took a lot. But honestly, like I said, who I am today, people that saw me back before I was like 14 years old, they'd be like, you are like a totally different
Who
person.
dat?
Like who dat?
New mindset, who dis?
Exactly. They were like, wow, she's like standing up straight, So
it's the smallest little things like that.
Seriously.
I actually place such an emphasis on posture that I get called out on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People like sometimes I'll think it's kind of like my old like military bearing, or I'm also I'm trying to take care of my body. So, but it's those little things such as posture, such as how you show up in the world. I want to highlight, I love what you're saying there as well about just choosing to engage with another human being and be intentional about that. I think it's an important concept for people because when we're embarking on a business and when we're embarking on life change, we've decided I want more from my life, more from my business. Usually that is met immediately with this flood of all the things that I have to do forever. I've got to read all the books. I've got to do all the things. But here's your opportunity to just be the person that you want, be the person you already are on a trial basis. And choosing to engage with the person making your coffee or waving to somebody across the street, that is a micro opportunity to tap into that mindset, tap into the behaviors of that person. And you're just testing the waters.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you have to completely commit and do all the things that day, all the day, forever. But in that experience, in that very present mindful experience, is your opportunity to dip your toe in.
Yeah, even if it's just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But it really makes a difference. I seriously has helped me a lot because I was a very scared child. Like I said, I would never talk to a stranger. And it helped me because obviously when you are doing a business online, you have to, show who you are and show your personality and be on video and, do things like that. And so it was very, very helpful.
All right. Now what about environment? Environment for me is another one of my secret sauces. I will say for anybody looking for growth personally, professionally, drive to work a different way. Go to a different coffee house to work, train at a different gym, move to a different zip code, move across the world, change your environment.
I preach, get out of your hometown.
Yes. Leave home, leave. Call your mom later, but like leave.
Leave. Oh my God. The amount of growth that has happened because I left Michigan. And it's not that I hate Michigan.
And the amount of warmth too.
Thank God. I'm like, I don't hate Michigan, but like the cold's not really so much. But I love my people there. Like I have great friends. I have great family, like family friends. So awesome. Like they are amazing and they would have my back no matter what. But the mindset was totally different from what I wanted. Like I said, I wanted to like do something big. I wanted to like do something on my own. I didn't want to go to college and like be in debt for the next 60 years. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to do something more. And I had this conversation with myself when I was 18. I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to get out. Like it was so scary to me because I was so comfortable, but I was like, I need to go meet people that have the same mindset as me in order for me to get there.
Or just a different one.
Or just a different one.
A different one.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone if I would have stayed there, I would have been still behind a college desk in thousands of dollars in debt, but I didn't. I got out. I actually went to LA. That was very nerve wracking for me and very
it still is
anxiety driven.
I'm in year 4. It still is, but I love it.
I mean, personally, I didn't feel it too much, but it got me out of my comfort zone. I met a lot of people. I made great connections, and like, it got me to grow on my own. I didn't have my mom by my side, so it really, really changed things for me. And I actually have this conversation with a lot of clients because they'll be like, oh, like my mom's like this, my dad says this, or like my boyfriend thinks this. And that will like hold you back. Like, I know that's your boyfriend, but like, if he's not seeing your vision, I mean, I don't know, that's hard, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But I think just doing little things, like you said, like even going to a different gym, meeting new people, like, if you work at a certain coffee shop, going to a different coffee shop, but even like the biggest thing, guys, is really just like getting out of your state and like going out and meeting new people. I personally don't think I would have gotten to where I'm at today without Miami, to be honest.
Amazing.
And people ask me, what is it so great about Miami? And I just say the same thing. I'm like, it's the environment. Like, everyone here is hustling. Everyone here is like wants to there's levels to this game, and you see that out here, so it's like, I think I'm doing good. I'm like, yeah, and like what I make in a month, people will make in a day, and it pushes you in a good way,
Yeah, I agree. There are levels to this game.
Yeah.
And shout out another great book resource I'll put for everybody is The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. People probably know him from Start With Why, right?
Yes.
To kind of boil it down, it's this realization that, and it can sound disheartening at the beginning, because this concept of there's this game of life that I'm playing forever.
Yeah.
If you choose to have the mindset of, well, what's the point? Well, then you're stuck in this hamster wheel. Yeah. Or if you choose, like what you just said, there are levels.
Yeah.
And when you're playing, when you think you're at the boss level, you think you're at the top, and then you get to the top of that mountain and you see, oh shit, there's this mountain.
There's a whole other mountain.
So how do you keep that mentality of this infinite game of the new levels as fuel and not disheartening?
I do have my moments though, because my boyfriend, for example, he's very successful and he does the same thing I do, but he's on a different level. And so when I'm like not hearing him on business calls and I'm doing my own thing, like it's great and it's good. And then I hear him, and like now I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't wait to get there, but in the beginning it was really hard. Like, I was
eavesdropping and taking notes. All right. Okay. All right, baby. Cool.
Exactly. But in the beginning it was hard because I'd be like, wait, am I not doing enough? Like I feel like I'm doing enough. And I was happy until I just heard that business call. That sounds like I need to be doing way more. But now, honestly, like I'm surrounded by people that are very, very successful, and I use it as fuel and I use it as inspiration rather than like, oh, that's them, or like, oh, wow, I could never do that, or like, damn, like feeling bad about myself, because you have to look back at your own journey. Everyone's on their own path. Everyone's got their own journey. And like looking back where I was even a year ago, I mean, I've grown so much, not just within business, but like personally, and I think that's where you have to just kind of keep your blinders on. Like using people that are ahead of you as inspiration rather than making yourself feel like you're not enough, but it's hard. It is kind of hard a little bit.
And what you just said there is enough. Like, I am enough. That is, I think, a phrase that a lot of us will say, think, or come right up against with in life.
Yeah.
Whether we're working for somebody else, whatever life has handed us, but in your own business as well. That's the tricky part. It's the dichotomy we've been talking about here of all these tools, all these resources we have at our fingertips, quite literally right here, to establish yourself, to grow yourself, to scale all these different things. But then you see somebody who's doing, quote, the same thing or the similar thing, and they're doing it on a yacht. Right. They're doing it, at these dream locations, or just in, your own marker for success. They're doing it in ways that stands out to you as, what I'm doing isn't enough.
Yeah.
How do you keep the philosophy, keep in your heart of hearts, knowing I am enough, but I'm capable of more?
I think like what helps ground me and know that I am enough, again, is I do look at my own journey, and whenever I get to the point where I'm like, like I feel like I could do more, I sit there and I'm thinking like, okay, this is where I've built this place to. And I sit in gratitude. And I think gratitude really helps me with like, wow, like I've been able to do this, like I'm more than enough, but then also knowing the levels to the game and knowing where I could go and using that as inspiration. But honestly, I think it's a balance I'm still kind of figuring out too, because
so you're human.
I mean, I'm not perfect, guys.
Shit, damn, all right.
But honestly, I'm really like my friend group here, they're making really good freaking money and they're living out a great life. And like, I think I am too, but they're on a different level, So, but then I have to, again, I just sit there and I go back into like gratitude and I'm like, I'm so grateful I'm at this place. Like this is beyond what I could have even imagined 3 years ago, but then knowing where I could be, I use that as fuel to help push me. But again, still trying to figure out that balance. Honestly, it's actually a conversation me and Sarah have very quite often because both our boyfriends are on different levels and we're like, God, what we do in a month, they do in like an hour, but it's okay. Wow. We'll do this.
I love to hear that. And I would even add on that, be wary of anybody who has an immediate answer for that. Because in my opinion, there's an agenda on the back of that.
Yeah.
And I think anybody who knows happiness, who has experienced happiness and knows that they're able to replicate it for themselves and for others, it's an action. It's a continuous action. There is no end.
Right.
There's no end.
No, it's a lifelong journey, I think. And it's a lifelong battle.
Quite literally. Well, I kind of getting a little towards the end here. Just so many questions come up to mind. And just like, I love seeing people talk about what they do and what they've done to get there, because it's the most real thing in the world to sit and be a witness of. Like, your story, your energy is vibrant. Like, I feel you, and like I know. So it's so cool to like be a witness of this with you. Besides the financial aspect and growth there, with more money comes more possibilities. With more money comes more ways to serve. With more money comes more fun. It becomes more of a lifestyle that you want to create. How do you create other markers for success besides the financial components? Do they grow as the money grows? Do you have some that are staples? Like, I guess my question is, how do you define success?
Honestly, I define success as both. Like, you said financials, right? Obviously that. But aside from that, like 100% it's happiness. I've been able to see both sides where you have all the money in the world and you on paper look like the most successful person, but behind doors, you don't even know why you're living, And I think when you don't have that aspect, you're not successful. Like, I don't care how much money you have or how many awards you have. If you're not happy, like, that's not success to me. So I think both it's having money for options and choices and to live a lifestyle and help other people. But it's also like genuinely being happy doing that and happy with your life. Like, without that, doesn't matter how much you have in the bank or, what you define as success. If you're not happy, like, none of it matters.
I agree. And, I'll say, when I realized that for myself, my fear of failure went away because I knew no matter what would happen, I could always look at myself in the mirror, or I could just be still with myself long enough to know that if this all goes away today, like, it's okay because I'm still here.
Yes.
And I know who I am.
Yes.
I know happiness. And more importantly, like, I know how to replicate that, or at least put myself on the path for it in a new way. If, knock on wood, all goes to shit, and got to start tomorrow. But like, honestly, if I had to start tomorrow and I know you're the same way, like, you would be fine. Like, Have a moment. Have a moment.
Of course.
Have a moment. But then
drop to the floor and cry, but then straighten your crown.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So true.
Yeah, no, 100%. I
Yeah.
always say that too. I'm like, listen, I know deep down you could take everything away from me, literally, but I'm okay with who I am. I know who I am and what I can offer. So
Yeah. Well, Hansika, it's been a pleasure to sit down here with you. Thank you so much.
You as well.
My final question for you, to kind of bring it home for the mantra of the show here, to live a life ever forward, is to do all the different things we've been talking about for your personal life, your professional life, to kind of choose, and it is a choice, to adopt a mindset, to change your mindset, to find the gift inside of everything, to find the advantage in the adversity. But I'm always curious what that means for my guests. Living a life ever forward, I've got my belief around it, and I know how it looks in my life. But when you hear those two words today, how does that land on you? How do you live a life ever forward?
Honestly, living your life, it sounds super cheesy, but like to me, it's living your life to the fullest. Like every day, knowing that when you go to bed, like you did your best to become a better version of yourself, whatever that means, personally, financially, physically, whatever it is. That to me is what living ever forward means.
Amen, sister. There's never a right or a wrong answer. I always say is my follow-up. So I appreciate your interpretation. We're going to have all of your information and everything we talked about down in the show notes and video notes for everybody. If they want to click right now, where are they going? Where can they connect with you and learn more?
Instagram is probably the best place to connect with me. I answer all my DMs. So I'll see you guys on Instagram. I have a website too, but no, I think Instagram, that's what we can have. I like having one-on-one connections.
Do it. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Thank you.